What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Got a cool Chris Reeve knife today. This is the Mnandi, and this was loaned in by my brother, who is a pretty big Chris Reeve fan, and he kind of got me into Chris Reeves years ago, a couple of years ago, and I've since sold off all of my Chris Reeves. Not that they're bad, I just, they're great. I just have some other tastes and interests, as you guys have seen throughout the course of my channel. Interestingly enough, Mnandi is a Zulu word that means very nice. And this is very nice. So this one, because of the specialness of this particular one, I would call it very, very nice. Because it has a beautiful basket weave Damascus blade. And I believe this is bog oak. I could be wrong on that. I didn't get all of the box and paperwork. He just literally sent me the knife itself. But very cool, very nice. Certainly not your grandpa's gentleman's folder at this level. So let's dive into the specs, and then we'll take a really good close-up look at this. So it is very small. Okay, it does come with a pocket clip that my brother has since removed, and literally just throws this in the bottom of his left side pocket. Okay, he's right-handed, so he carries his primary knife in his right hand pocket, and he throws this in the bottom of his left hand pocket, and it just kind of floats around in the bottom. They do come with, as most Chris Reeves do, a leather slip, which works really great. I guess you could put this in your pocket as well to protect it from your keys, your wallet, and whatnot. But it's also a great way to ship it and protect it. That would be a little bulky for my pocket. I would just go and just toss the knife in the bottom of your pocket. And if it gets a little scratched up and dinged up, to me, that's what knives are all about. They're supposed to be used. They're supposed to be carried. And if they get some snail trails or they get some dings and whatnot, that's fine. That being said, I try to be careful what I put in the pocket with my knife. Right? I mean, I'm not going to fill up my pocket with rocks and then throw this in there to beat around at the bottom and just, literally get beat up. But if I throw it in with my wallet, if I take it in and out and it kind of gets scuffed a little bit, I'm good with that. So it's 3 9/16 closed. It is just a hair over 6 1/4 overall. 2.7-inch blade with a 2.57 cutting edge. This is stainless steel Damascus from Devon Thomas. It is a basket weave pattern. The blade thickness is 0.088. Overall thickness is 0.398 minus the clip, which is already legit minused here. And it weighs in at 1.5 ounces. Like, it's nothing. It disappears. Now, opening it is a two-handed operation for me. I think you can open it one-handed, but that's super awkward, and I feel like it's going to fall out of my hand any second as I do that. So I would not necessarily do that in practice. In real-world practice, I would not do that. There is some jimping here on the top, but it is not a front flipper. It's not really a reverse flick. Like, it legit doesn't work. So it's just a two-handed slicer, dicer, and off you go. Let's zoom in. Really nice basket weave pattern. I just love the look of that, and you can see it up through the top on the crowned spine. Very nice and comfortable jimping. The wood is done really well. It's a titanium frame lock, I guess you would call it, or is that a bolster lock because it has the inlays? And these inlays are kind of recessed into the titanium. You can see around the lock bar. It's cut out there. It's just really well done. And I was very surprised when I got this, right? He had asked me if I wanted to borrow it. I said absolutely, because I had never really handled one. And I think he has two of these. I think he has a non-Damascus version as well that might have different inlays. I don't remember. So I had never seen one in person. And when I first got it, like I legit didn't know what it was about. I didn't realize it was a frame lock or bolster lock. I literally thought it was a slip joint. So when I pull it out of the bag, the shipping box, and I went to open it, I was like, oh, wait a second. This is different. Because there was no half stop. It wasn't like hard to pull out with a spring or anything. You know, it was just free floated out. So I was very surprised by that. And then impressed with the build quality. Not so much impressed because it's a Chris Reeve. So of course the build quality is going to be there. But it literally, it fits a full finger grip. I mean, it's a small knife, but it really doesn't feel small. I mean, it feels small in this dimension, but grabbing it, I don't feel like it's going to fall out of my hand. I don't feel awkward using it, or, you know, I just, it feels very natural. The opening and closing feels a little odd, so I just double hand it and then close it like most any other frame lock that I have. No problem. But opening it, I wish, you know, I kind of wish you could just Spidey flick it, but you can't. So all in all, I think it's really cool, and I've always been a big knife guy, like a larger size knife guy. But lately, I've kind of been falling into, I still appreciate my big overbuilt folders, but I'm leaning more towards carrying not necessarily small knives, but smaller-ish knives. I don't really carry my big overbuilt folders that much anymore. So it's funny how you collect and your interests and whatnot change over time as I experience more knives. It's very cool. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons here. We got the Sharpie, so it is actually bigger than the Sharpie, so that's good. The Spyderco Delica. I don't think I'm going to have anything here that's smaller than this Mnandi. Quiet Carry Waypoint. And now I'll bring out some big stuff after this, just to kind of really show you the differences. Like the Grimsmo Norseman that I just got. This one is mine now. I'm actually gonna send it to my brother when I send this back, and a couple others, so he can check it out because he has not checked one out before. And then once it comes back, I don't know. I'm like 60-40. 60% going to sell it, 40% going to keep it. So I don't know yet, guys. Another small knife, the Honey Badger, the small Honey Badger. Not too far off the size of the Mnandi. A little bit thicker and a better grip in the hand. But, I mean, blade length, I think, is probably shorter than the Mnandi. And because I have sort of an overbuilt folder here, the Midgard's Messer Bomber, which is kind of the smaller side of the overbuilt folders, if you will. So there you have it, guys. Just a kind of a quick look at this really beautiful knife from Chris Reeve that... yeah, these are not new. They've been around for many years. Many years, 4 or 5 years at least these have been around. So, like I always say, I'm not always on the cutting edge of the brand new knife offerings. But Yeah, these are still available in the Damascus and stuff. I looked online, and they're around $600, depending on where you find them. Um, Secondary, of course, is going to be different, but new from some retailers that I saw online, they're $600, which, for the Damascus blade and everything else, I think that's okay. The fit, finish, and quality is fantastic. So there you go, guys. If you got any questions, leave them down below, and I will do my best to answer them. And have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.